bite from female Anopheles mosquito. Uh, the transmission of malaria can be from transplacental, that is from mother to the fetus. Transfusion, that is the blood has been like if the person has been infected from malaria and if his blood is donated to some healthy person, he will also have malaria. And needle stick injury, this may occur in the laboratory. With the infected needle, the practitioner may get injured and have infection of malaria. Okay, now we'll see the pathophysiology of the malaria. So at the completion of the schizogony with the red cells, newly developed merozoites are released by the lysis of infected erythrocytes, and along with them, numerous known and unknown substances such as red cell membrane products, hemojoin pigment, and other toxic factors such as GPI are also released into the blood. Now this GPI will attract the macrophages and also act as a stimulus for the secretion of the cytokines and other anti-inflammatory mediators such as tumor necrosis factor, interleukin 1 and interleukin 8. So along with that, there will be the formation of hemojoins. Now the excess level of cytokines in the blood or this other product will cause the symptoms such as fever, chills, sweat, headache, nausea and vomiting, body aches, joint aches, general malaise, and diarrhea. Okay. Along with that, this hemojoins has a role to rupture the bone marrow wall, sorry, which has significant role in the formation of the red blood cells. Am I made clear up to here? Hello. Okay. So in this diagram, you can see the hemojoin that is derived from the plasmodium get bind to the toll-like receptor 9 in the host cell, causes the synthesis of pro-inflammatory cytokines. These cytokines bind with the COX, that is cyclooxygenase 2 receptors, that causes upregulation of the thermoregulatory center and finally causes the fever. Is it clear up to here? Does anyone want me to repeat? Hello? Hello?
Yes, yes, no one had doubt. You can proceed.
Okay. So this pathophysiology we have discussed for the uncomplicated malaria. But if the malaria will last longer, then it will cause the complicated malaria. So in that, the red blood cells, which are flexible, get rigid. Then after there will be the clumping of the red blood cell, sequestration and rosetting of the red blood cells, which make this malarial parasite as a multifactorial disease. You will see the multiple signs and symptoms, multiple parts get affected. Okay, so the pathogenesis, uh, this is the uninfected RBCs and this is the infected RBCs. This infected RBC will act as a mediator, or it will attract the toxic mediator that causes inflammatory response and metabolic disturbance. Inflammatory responses, as we have already studied in first year pathology, it will cause the symptoms such as fever, sweat and chill. Metabolic disturbance will have the effect of hypoglycemia. Infected RBCs, there will be the phagocytosis of the infected RBC, which causes the hemolysis. Hemolysis causes the reduction in the red blood cell, which in turn causes the anemia. Also, hemolysis,